Hey guys, I'm Chelsea and this is A Very Bookish Girl, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Contemporaryathon TBR. Contemporaryathon is hosted by a couple of the most loveliest people that you'll find on BookTube. It's hosted by Juliet Pages and Pens, Chelsea at Chelsea Darling Reads, and Natasha at My Reading is Odd. I love those three girls. If you want to go to the description, you'll find their channels. Although if you're watching me and you don't know who they are, then it's not possible. So, Raz is here and she wants to play. Can I have your pumpkin? You gave it to me? This is her pumpkin. We bought it at PetSmart when she got a bath yesterday. Go. So, Contemporaryathon is a week-long readathon focused mostly on contemporary books, as you could have guessed. The whole purpose is to read contemporary. So this current round of Contemporaryathon starts on, are we in September? It starts on September 17th and goes to the 23rd? 24th? One of those days. I would check, but I film on my phone, so I don't have a way to check. But it's a week long. It starts on a Monday, it goes to the next Sunday. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get into the books that I plan on reading for this readathon. So the first challenge is to read a book with orange on the cover, and for that I picked Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. So this book is about a woman named Macy who is currently, she's a doctor, isn't she? Oh, she's a resident, and she's starting to settle into her life and finally feel normal, and she runs into who she thought used to be the love of her life, and things start happening, and it's told in dual perspectives of Macy then and the Macy now. I usually like any writing that I read from Christina Lauren, so I'm really excited to read their only other book that I own by them. So the second challenge is to read a dark, taboo, or spooky. Yeah, they added spooky this month because Halloween's next month. Contemporary. And so this one I'm going to be reading Say You'll Remember Me by Katie McGarry. This is about a boy who was convicted of a crime that he didn't commit, but he did the time for it anyway. And he gets released and put into this program that the governor started to help rehabilitate teens. And he ends up meeting the governor's daughter, and of course they end up falling for each other, even though he is basically the bad boy because he did something that he was jailed for. So this is the one that I picked for the dark taboo one. It's not really that dark, but I mean, I guess it's a little taboo, and it's something that's been on my TBR for some time now, so I just need to get around to reading it. So the next challenge is to read a diverse contemporary, so for that I'm going to be reading Rebels Like Us. This is by Liz Reinhardt. I fell in love with the synopsis of this book, absolutely, and I cannot wait to read it. It's about this girl whose mother goes through a breakup and ends up moving to the South, and she starts at a new school, and while she's dealing with heartbreak and missing home, she lets her smart mouth go and starts making enemies with the most popular girl. And she also happens to be colored, and at this school they have two separate proms still, one for whites and one for colors, which how is that still a thing? How's that? I really hope that's not still a thing. But anyway, that's what happens in this book. And so her and a boy that she meets decide to throw an anti-prom where they're gonna let everybody come, and then they kind of have to deal with the repercussions of that and how that happens. So yes, like I said, I fell in love when I heard what this book was about. It sounds absolutely amazing. I've only heard good things about it, and I can't wait to read it. So the next challenge is to read a book in a non-traditional format, so that can be ebooks, audiobooks, poetry books, mixed media, anthologies, anything that's not a typical novel. So for this I'm going to be reading Kiss Me in Paris by Catherine Ryder. I'll put it right here. I was recently approved for this on NetGalley as an e-arc, so I'll be reading it on my Kindle. It is about this girl who goes on her trip to Paris and has the whole thing planned out, what she wants to see, what she's going to take pictures of, and all of this kind of things. And then she meets a boy who ends up ruining the plans, and she follows him around Paris, and he shows her a whole different side of Paris, and then they end up falling in love. It sounds like my cheesy kind of type of contemporary, so I'm sure that I'm probably gonna love it, and that's why I decided that I was gonna read it for Contemporaryathon. Okay, so the next challenge is to read a book with your initials on the cover, so I'm going to be reading Mammoth. This is by Jill Baguchinsky. I sure hope that was close. It's probably not right, but I actually requested this excuse me, I actually requested this from Turner Publishing and was approved for an ARC, so they sent me a copy. This comes out next month on October 10th. It is about this girl, what is her name? Natalie. Natalie, and she is an archaeologist, so she ends up going out and meeting like one of her idols basically in the archaeological world, and she works with him and he ends up taking credit for some of her work. So now her world is basically shattered and she decides that she's going to work harder than ever to prove that she's better than her idol, and it just kind of follows her through that, and I think it sounds so cute. It really does, and it's different, so I'm really excited to read it because you don't read a lot of books with like an archaeological background. So, and look at that cover. How cute is that? Okay, and so the next challenge is to read a book by a new to you author. And I know this might kind of come as surprising, but I'm going to be reading Stay Sweet, and this is by Siobhan Vivian. Probably butchered her first name because I'm horrible. But yeah, I have like the entire Burn for Burn trilogy that she wrote with Jenny Han, and I haven't read it yet because I actually traded for these on Books for Trade through Twitter, but I haven't read them yet. Anyway, so this one is about a girl who works at an ice cream stand. I'll say it's a stand, but it's kind of like a little mini shack thing, and she works there every summer, and she's got a bond with the all-girl staff, and this is her third summer working there when the grandnephew of the owner shows up and takes over the stand and starts changing things and just making it a horrible experience, and she has to learn how to make the best of things, I guess. I just thought it was really cute when it came out, and it kind of reminds me of my hometown because we have a little mom and pop shop that is like locally owned, and a bunch of girls that I knew in high school would work there every summer, and so it definitely gave me like nostalgia vibes. So the last challenge is to read a 5-star predicted read, and I don't know, I feel like I'm not really that picky with books, so a 5-star read's probably not that hard for me to figure out as long as it's like something that's going to grab me. So I'm going to read Crazy Rich Asians. This is by Kevin Kwan. If you don't know what this is, it's recently been adapted into a movie, so there's that. It's about this girl who goes on vacation to visit her boyfriend's family back in Singapore. She finds out that her boyfriend's family is actually like very rich and very like high up in the like hierarchy of classes, I guess, over in Singapore, and she has to deal with finding that out and then also being treated as if she's not good enough for the son and just figuring out what she's going to do from this point on. I've heard lots of great things about this series. I think I picked this up a couple months ago. I don't even remember, but I need to pick it up and actually read it now that I have it. So since I've heard such good things and I know I want to watch the movie, I'm going to read this. I really hope it's a 5-star read because it sounds so good, but I guess we will see. Alright, so that is my TBR for Contemporaryathon. This should be interesting. I really hope that I do well this time like I did last time and read all 7 books, but I guess we will see because I do work every day next week except for Thursday, and Thursday I have a concert with my family, so we're gonna be kind of busy, but I'll figure something out and hopefully read it and hopefully get through everything. This is life with a puppy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.